I've got my own tab now. I've got my own mic set up now. It says astrology. Uh-oh. Did we get it pulled up? I wonder if I can figure this out all by myself. We'll find out. I'm working on it. Sources? No. Que misterio. I just do this for now. Well, that's we're getting there, guys. I'm figuring things out. I'm working on it.
Sorry, but
I've done it before. I can do it. Yeah, but that was before OBS completely changed everything. Ah, okay. My bad, y'all. There we go. SARS. Meowdy. Moon chart, not quite, Cordo. You got it backwards. So the moon chart is Lynn, that's me. You've seen me in chat. I usually work as a mod when May is streaming tarot. May and Lady Lapine are very technically the same person, just two puppets, and then I just have the one. I am just your humble resident black cat and May's long-term spouse. Partner. Oh. There we go. That's the correct message. We tweaked it. So did you know Lynn can read your birth chart for you? That's me. That's me. I'm the one reading. Can you get a tarot reading? Oh, May, you can hear me because I know you're watching this. Will you bring me my dice? Speaking of readings. Ishi. Yeah, I don't do tarot because I am the world's slowest tarot reader, but I do at the end after we talk about the stars and stuff, I do something called bibliomancy, Or you can ask me a question and I flip open to a random page in a book and I find you your answer there. I also do dice stuff, which is why I'm asking for my dice. Yeah, I am so tired. We were up late last night because a friend of ours, she got a really bad haircut and just needed someone to laugh about it with. So she came over pretty late and we just kind of hung out. But as a result, we were up until like, thank you, 2 or 3. And like on the one hand, it was Saturday, so like that's fine. But on the other hand, ooh, I'm, as they say with the Spanish accent, sleepy. Sleepy. How's it going? How's Trix? What's going on with life? How's everybody doing? It's 11:03. We have a big week, but it's not as many moving parts as it was a couple of weeks, so we can chat for just a minute. How's life? How's Trix? What's going on? How was the week? Was it crazy? We're still in the middle of the eclipse season, so I can bet it was crazy. I really hate on these charts, like, because when I look up calendars, like talking about like the major transits and stuff, when I know what to look for and everything, like I can look at the chart too. I need to start, but I forget, right? And I really hate that so many of them just completely ignore Lilith and Chiron. Because this trine right here, this is pretty significant. And I wish I'd known about it so I could have written something on it, but basically... this is just your weakness and your core self actually working together for forward progress, which kind of just ties in really beautifully with the whole theme this week. But it would have been nice to have time to like actively write something up. This is destroying me and bringing me so much insecurity. Yep, that can be a thing. That can absolutely be part of it. I'm so sorry. Hang on, Cordo. After we get through the 28th, I think is the 28th is the day of the eclipse. After we get through that, then it's just like, eclipse season won't be over. We'll still be working on, the bookend, right? We have to get to the next new moon for it to be fully done, like the full cycle, right? But we'll be at least out of the damn corridor. I have work this morning. I do have work this morning, and I am so tired, so I'll need y'all to help me keep going. Help me keep going. We'll be good. I have too much free time after the madness of the last 2 weeks. Oh, don't pity Doji too much. She was writing a whole damn book. Okay. Busy girl, but a passion project, it feels like, of sorts. And now this week I get to edit it. Oh. Big stretch. Wiggle award. For myself. I'm granting it to myself. Hey, blood type. I kept my coffee in the microwave for way too long after I put it in there when the milk made it too cold, and I was like, oh god, it's gonna be scalding. And it's fine. That's fine. Okay, how's Trix? We already checked on a couple of people. Cordo's been going through it. Doji's got too much free time right now, but it'll be good. She needs a break after as busy as she's been. How's everybody else? What's going on? Good. I know this week was pretty okay for me. Last week was pretty okay for me. I'm expecting this week to be something. I don't know quite what yet, but we'll see. So, Magical Girl sequence, this is right now, today. Are you doing readings if I donate to Ko-fi? Hi Lucy, this is Lynn. You have probably seen me in chat before as one of the mods. I do astrology for the upcoming week first, but after we get through the astrology, I don't do tarot, but I do something called bibliomancy, where you can ask me a question and I will flip to a random page in a book and find you an answer. So if you want to hang on for a little while, it probably will take me like 35 minutes, and then we can start taking questions for that. But if you want tarot proper and not bibliomancy, that'll be tomorrow evening. In the water, what a surprise. Perfect. And then there are also options for those who want their tarot stuff done. There's, if on the Ko-fi page, you can open to the commissions tab, and there are several different tarot pertinent questions you can ask Miss May. And then there are also options for me. I can do your birth chart reading, get you about 10 to 15 pages. It'll be a couple of weeks before I can get back into those because I have a freelancing job to get through first. But once I get through that, I can start taking those again, or I can just take them now, right? But if you don't mind waiting until the middle of September or so. And then I also offer, and these would be pretty much not instantaneous, it might take me a day or two, but I can also do bibliomancy on pretty much anything whenever you'd like to ask instead of just waiting until Sunday. Is past reflections on past relationships normal during this time? Yes, Cordo, and I would like to ask you specifically, where is Pisces in your chart? You will have Pisces somewhere. It won't just be necessarily a planet. The sign can be, like if we look here, you see how the sign for Scorpio is empty? That doesn't matter, it's still going to be in your chart. Where is Pisces, the H? Because there are certain houses that it would make especially good sense for you to be focusing on past relationships. But yes, pretty across the board, this is going to be very normal. Yeah, so like I was telling everybody at first, I really wish that my calendar would mark like the Lilith aspects and the Chiron aspects, because this is a very interesting mixed trine. Sagittarius. That's a Sagittarius sun. Do you know what your rising sign is? But even so, yes, that will still... Pisces, we're about to have this moon. It's going to be squaring off. So you will be feeling something there. Oh, we got this little trine. The rebel working with the wounded healer to bring alignment, I suppose we could say, to the sun. This will only be a couple of hours. This is Mars and the moon. You might be feeling a little emotionally volatile for the next couple of hours, especially with this opposition. Just remember to breathe and take it slow. It will be okay. Happy Virgo season to my fellow Virgo sons out there. Excited to hear how every Virgo's birthday goes. Don't have any plans for mine, but I'm still kind of looking forward to it. Alright, let's see. So the 24th, we're on the 23rd. There's nothing major, so we didn't have anything other than that little trine here happening with Lilith and Chiron. We're still feeling this a little bit. We are now working with Mercury too, so still tapping on the sun just a little bit, but also now Mercury is stepping into the picture. The sun is our core self. Mercury rules our communication, how we interact with people, things of that nature. He's very fast. He's very thought heavy. Like he thinks it's how you communicate, it's how you think, it's how you articulate yourself. We've got him conjuncting the south node right there, so that's going to be analyzing perhaps your given strengths and weaknesses to all things mercurial. Going through your toolkit, see which tools are still useful and which can be put away for now. And then we can use those tools in our kit to funnel into stepping forward into the north node in Aquarius. Hello, Mystic. Good to have you. How are you doing? And I will ask everybody to please bear with me today. I did not get enough sleep last night. I am so tired. But I'm here, and I'm happy to be here, and it's good to see everybody. And feel free to ask me questions as we go forward. So, yeah, I'm all right. I think I'll take a nap after I'm done with this. I was telling everybody else we had a friend come over because she had a really bad haircut and she needed some people to laugh at it with her. So, and possibly strategize on what to do about it to fix it. So she came over kind of late and stayed really late, so we didn't get to bed until like 2:30ish, 2:33, something like that, when I finally fell asleep. And then I had to get up and write my notes and stuff, and not complaining, it's fine. I set myself up for this, it's just funny, and I'm so tired. Can you tell me your zodiac sign? If you go to... Here, I'm gonna give you a link, Mystic. I can tell you about... Oops, this is not the right button. I can tell you some things about your zodiac sign. But if you punch your information into here, it will give you details on your own birth chart. You will at least be able to see it. And then I like this website because if you scroll down past this chart, when you punch in your information, it will give you a basic rundown of what everything means. It's not going to be 100%, but it's definitely a good place to start. This is where I started. So give that a shot. Let me know what you find out. So, yesterday was Virgo season. Happy Virgo season to all who celebrate. No major transits today. We have this trine tomorrow. This is our, not insecurities, but wounds working together with our core self in a good way. Like we can take our weaknesses, turn them into strengths, work with them, and then our rebelliousness channeling into there, right? Slamming doors all night, kept up by neighbors until about 3. Yep. So for different reasons, yours are far less happy than mine, but same as far as sleeping. Hey, Sin, how you doing, hun? Are you ready, Sen, for the last eclipse in Pisces until 2034? Because God knows I am. Hi, Selma. I'm going over the weekly astrology right now. But if you hold on until I'm done, I can do tarot, but I'm extremely slow at it, so I don't do it on streams. But I do bibliomancy, where you can ask me a question and I find you an answer on a random page in a book. So let me get through the rest of the week, Selma, and then you are welcome to ask me a question then, okay? Let's see. So now we are on the 25th, because like I said, there's a lot of big things happening, but they're not a lot of little things like when Mercury was lighting everything up a couple of weeks ago. So on the 25th, our boy Mercury comes to one of his homes in Virgo. We've got the sun here in Virgo. Death and family that be in the Friday Live. Are you okay, honey? Gonna make me worry about you. Hang on, we're holding things up. We need to see how Sen's doing. Hold tight, guys. I'm gonna worry about her. Okay, just a bit chaotic around here. Okay, let me know if you need anything. Let me or may know, one of us. So, on Tuesday, Mercury comes to home, technically home, in Virgo. He likes being in Gemini a lot too, because that's the other one that he rules, but I likened this morning, and I'm kind of proud of it, is that Gemini is like his beach house, his fun house, and Virgo is the one that he has to actually, you know, keep clean and live in. And I mean, he lives in Gemini too, like he rules Gemini, but like that's the one that he has help with, and then this one has his actual house that he has to keep clean. So in Virgo, he doesn't mind, right? Like in Gemini, he gets a little scattered, he gets a little excited about everything all being new and interesting, and oh, look at that shiny thing, I'm going to study about that now. Oh, look at this new thing, I'm going to study about that now. I'm still interested in everything, but you know, I want to focus on one thing, and then I can't think straight enough to remember to focus on it, and then something else comes, right? So that's Mercury and Gemini. Mercury in Virgo is a little more precise, right? She gives him some structure. You might be able to organize some things at home or at work or in your mind. Managing the little everyday tasks while Mercury is in Virgo becomes a little easier, right? She's very precise. She's methodical. It's very helpful when you need it. Virgo naturally rules the 6th house anyway. And Gemini rules the 3rd. So Mercury rules both of these signs. So I'm expecting themes for both of these signs to become a little easier for everybody to navigate. So these are like things like your daily routines, your work habits, your physical health, you know, your communication, things like that. When he's in one of his homes, so Gemini or Virgo, right? The other can benefit. I think technically Virgo is domicile and Gemini is exalted. But since he rules both, I'm like, he just lives there. That's his other house. It's fine. When he's in one of his homes, the other can benefit, though perhaps not quite to the same extent. So look at both of these signs where they are in your chart, see how they help. We want to streamline our projects and remember to work on one thing at a time. Virgo does not like multitasking as much as her twin Gemini. We want to use our now heightened perception for the next few weeks to our advantage to catch any small errors you may otherwise miss, and also possibly to get the, quote, I don't wannas, unquote, done, right? So, for instance, for the next 3.5 weeks, however long he's in Virgo, it would be a good time to get something that I have once read as needling tasks out of the way. And what I mean when I say needling is that these things are like the small things that you know are only going to take 5 minutes, but you just keep putting them off and putting them off and putting them off, and they keep bothering you. And then if you just sit down one day and it's been like 3 hours, you've got all of them done, but you've been like putting these things off for months, right? This is a good window to take care of those types of tasks. They called them needling tasks in something that I read once, and that's how it's stuck with me since. I checked it, it's showing chat and a lot of where to find my zodiac sign in it. I checked it, showing chart and a lot of where to find my zodiac sign in it. Okay. What does it say? If you scroll down past that chart, you should be able to find details on where the sun, you want to know in particular, a good place to start is to know where your sun, so this line, or this symbol, your moon, this symbol, and something called your rising, which will be a thick line that's somewhere on this side. Want to know what sign that one is in. Yeah, Steph, it could be housework, it could be administrative tasks, just the needling things that are really annoying you that, you know, you can keep putting off and you can keep putting off, but you don't forget and it just bothers you, right? These are the kinds of things that we want to get done in the next few weeks. On Wednesday, we don't have anything super major going on. We're still feeling this little trine right here that I've noticed. We have... What is this? The Moon and Saturn retrograde sextiling for a few hours, so we might feel more of this gumption to get things taken care of, or we could get stubborn about it and just not do anything. That's not what Saturn wants you to do, but I know that Saturn can be a very frustrating source to work with sometimes. But if we buckle down and start taking care of things, it should be okay. Still have this trine. Nothing super major. This is Wednesday. We're already at Wednesday, but that's okay. Friday's our big day. Thursday. How we doing tonight? Willie, I am so sleepy, but I am okay. Was it? No, it was Saturn and the moon. Right here. Saturn retrograde in Aries. And then Chiron's down here. He's still making this trine. Yep, I liken, for those of you who haven't heard me talk about it before, I liken Saturn to the... I feel like most families have this man. For me, he was my grandpa. He was real quiet, very hard to read, and when I was little and I was used to like big expressions from people, right? He had moments where he was kind of scary because I couldn't tell what he was thinking, right? But then as I got to know him a lot better, as I got older and I was able to understand, like, you learn, right? You learn how to read this type of man, right? They're kind of hard to read. Maybe they have the thick facial hair that you can't see what their mouth is doing too, right? Like, he had a big, thick mustache. And, you know, so this is Saturn to me, is like just that man that you can't quite read. But as you work, and so at first he's kind of scary, he's intimidating, right? And people don't like to work with him because they're like, oh, he's just a grumpy Gus. But once you start to work with Saturn, you come to find out, no, actually, he's kind of a goofball. He's kind of funny, he's kind of silly. He has a very dry sense of humor that you have to listen for, right? And he really just wants what's best for you. And so if you work with him, he gets a lot easier to deal with. It's when you resist him that he is not afraid to, you know, to show you that, no, you're not taking care of yourself. Need caffeine, yeah. Opposite of mine, loves to make mountains out of molehills. That, I would say, is... you mean a grandpa type, right? Yeah. No, mine was really understated, and that is kind of the vibe of Saturn. Mountains out of molehills feels more like Jupiter, but like unhinged to me based off of what you're saying. Okay, so we're up to Thursday, and now all of these kind of roll in together, right? So we're gearing up for our full moon. It's going to be at 4 degrees in Pisces. We'll talk about that in just a minute. In the meantime, the moon is going to go conjunct the north node, which is actually a little bit further along in here than it says, but it'll go conjunct, it'll tap on the north node and then immediately light things up over here. Or the sun will immediately light her up real big, right? And then the earth is going to get in the middle. That's the scientific, that's literally how we have eclipses, right? But in the meantime, right before that, we get one of our like 2 or 3 Mercury Cazimis a year, right? So Mercury Cazimi, and this is all just like leading up to like the second half of the week. It feels like there might be an epiphany for people somewhere in the like Pisces Virgo axis of their chart, and to a lesser but still there extent the Gemini and Sagittarius axis, right, too, because these are squaring, right? So whatever you have, wherever Virgo and Pisces especially are in your chart, these will be the most affected. And then by secondary, we will have, because Uranus is just getting his fingers into things this time around, and oof, yeah, so we'll get to that. He's gonna step in and kind of just make things a little more hectic. And it's fine, it's fine. So, let's talk about the Cazimi. There's not a lot. This is when Mercury, and a Cazimi is when Mercury and the Sun go conjunct. A Cazimi can be when any planet and the Sun go conjunct, or it can be combust. But Mercury likes to be... Mercury is the closest to the Sun. It doesn't really bother him that much, right? So this just kind of amplifies things for a little bit. It's like putting Mercury under a microscope, or like amplifying his powers and stuff, right? So, like most Cazimis, this is a bit of an aha moment. This is something that needs to be identified, and it can be right here. Things might start falling into place. Again, like I said, we want to look in particular at the Virgo part of your chart right now for this one in particular, and anything that this alignment may be aspecting. So for instance, it's not quite on top. My Virgo is at 9 degrees, or my sun is at 9 degrees of Virgo, so this isn't exactly conjunct, but I might start feeling it on top of my own sun, right? We get a few of these Kazimis a year, the Mercury Sun ones in particular. Mercury can never be too far from the sun in the sky. I think it's only like ever one sign ahead or one sign behind, and then he goes retrograde, right? Just for the way that the planets move. So we've got communications, thoughts, and ideas particularly being highlighted here. Usually during Kazimi, something gets a little clearer. I would especially guess, given this one being while Mercury is at home in Virgo, that something may be more likely to suddenly make sense, or you may receive a piece of information that's been missing for a while, or you could solve something that's been bothering you, right? Virgo likes to fix, right? Virgo likes to manage, Virgo likes to streamline. You might be finding something out that like helps you just to make your life easier, right? Words will come together a little more easily. You may have an easier time finding the right words that you need to pitch an idea, right? We want to write down any thoughts that we might have that maybe we can't voice right away, or discuss, or you know, things that are important that come up right now in this window that you notice. It can prove to be, even if it's not immediately, these things that you notice now can prove to be useful later. Eat zucchini. Yes, Kazimi zucchini. Kazimi zucchini. That's gonna be an album name. Zucchini. Wait, no, it's Kini Kazimi. Yes, that'll be an album name. There we go. So, good morning, Harry. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have everyone here. We are on the Kazimi right now. We want to, this window, even if you don't necessarily have an epiphany right away, this is good for conversation, right? If there's something that you've needed to communicate, especially something that has historically been misunderstood, now might be an okay time to talk with whomever you may need to have that kind of a discussion. So, you ready, gang? I'm gonna take a day. Holy, okay. We've gone too far. Looks good. Got 3 hours on. We're back 1 hour. Dogs, look at that T-square. Ooh-wee. Alright. That's fine. Just woke up with a crazy good idea. Absolute brilliance. I want absolute brilliance. Cherry. Short form content on TikTok? Yes. Okay. Eventually we're gonna need somebody to help us with advertising ourselves or something. And promote your stuff. Mm-hmm. Right. Hang on, we're seeing what Cherry's idea is. TikTok is a really good place to do the esoteric stuff, though. Yes, as I understand. Here are we? Yep. Hey, Blitz. How you doing? You got on a little bit late, but we're just now getting up to the good stuff. We're now at the full moon. Daily things. Yeah, if you have the endurance to do the daily things, it could do you well. I do have my cup of coffee, Blitz, but this is where I tell everybody that I have the type of brain wearing that caffeine doesn't do anything for. I just like the taste of coffee. So I'm still extremely sleepy, but I'm doing okay. Instagram, yeah. Yeah. Like a collective reading thing, Cherry? Yeah, that would be good. Excuse me. I think you would do I see a lot with tarot. I wonder if it's not a little, but like I think your runes especially would go well. Just because I don't really see runes too much. It is a lot of work. It is very much an uphill battle, but like once you get it rolling, it could work. People need that kind of support right now. Ah, we've got a Saturn-Jupiter trine forming right here too. That's not going exact, so my calendar didn't tell me about that right away. Let me see. While I'm peeking, don't forget to like the video if you haven't. On the YouTube side. I come on every Sunday, and normally I'm not so sleep deprived. And we talk about star stuff. And then on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, May comes on and reads tarot. If you go to the Ko-fi link, if you can tip. We're saving up to take a trip with a friend who needs the break very badly for our birthday. And then also if you go, you can find on the tabs at the top, they have tips and then posts and commissions. If you go to the commissions page, you can find our wares there. Hey Mara, how you doing, hon? So, we have this trine forming. We won't feel it exactly, but we will have this trine forming. This ties in pretty beautifully, honestly, with the eclipse happening right here. So this goes exact on the 31st. This Saturn trine Jupiter. This is possibly some good news, right? Something that we've been working on can pay off about now. And those people who are in power can actually, like authority figures, you know, the power dynamic stuff, they can actually be helpful. This is a good chance with whatever you have let go of pertaining to the eclipse to start building in its place. Like, very good timing. Yes, this is a T-square, Willie. I don't mind T-squares. They're a little bit difficult, but they're one of the more challenging aspects. But basically with the T-square, what we're doing is we are having this opposition. So this is the sun-moon opposition, right? That makes the eclipse as we know it. And the eclipse is like a full moon on steroids, basically, right? And then we have Uranus here, stepping in. And this is about change. And Uranus, I feel like, is threateningly standing over our shoulder going, you better make the change or I'll do it for you. Well, hey Andre, I hope that you have a good time and are having a good time at LARP. It is good to see you. Thank you for saying hi. Hello, Lightning Bug. Oh my gosh, everybody came around all at the same time. Hi, everybody. Good morning. I am so sleepy today. I'm so sorry if this is incoherent. But we are getting through it. So, Uranus says to let go of whatever it is you need to let go of, or I will make you let go of it, basically right now, right? So, we have been having and continue to have the sextile between Pluto and Neptune. This is part of our Magical Girl sequence. We had the basket a while ago happening. That was part of the Magical Girl sequence. Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. Now, I tend to look more at the historic, like the classical rulers, than I do the modern rulers, but I still want to point that out. That he's making this little aspect, this nice aspect with Pluto, has been making it, right? And he's also stepping in still a little bit. It's not as strong as it was, but he's still mitigating a little bit with Uranus, right? This is, like I said earlier, the last eclipse on the Virgo-Pisces axis for about 8 years. But this is the end of this story, right? The nodes are in a sign for 18 months. So they were in Virgo and Pisces for the last 18 months, and whatever that is in your chart has been going through it. And I can tell you, absolutely it has been for me, right? Turn the music down just a tiny bit, my bad. I can try. Let's see, where's the music? I turn down for what? We'll try that. Something like this? How's that? I want to jam out to the jazz cafes. Clown word. Yeah. LARP is a funny sounding word. Alright, so this is the last eclipse on the Virgo and Pisces axis. We'll have a couple of like new moons and full moons and stuff here and there, but like this is the last ones that are getting affected by eclipse seasons right away. So congratulations to Pisces and Virgo placements. So that's you know, like major Pisces and Virgo placements. And then by extension, Gemini and Sagittarius, because they are squaring off with Virgo and Pisces. Us mutables have been going through it for the last 18 months. We have, like I said, a couple more moon phases to get through, but again, we are done with eclipses on this axis in particular until about 2034. Hey Cloud, it's going alright. I didn't get enough sleep last night, so we're sleepy, but we're getting through it. We are on Friday the 28th. We are talking about the lunar eclipse. Now, like I said, eclipses are full moons on steroids. Something's gotten revealed, something comes to a head, we can finally be ready to face something that we've been ignoring, anything like that. We want to look at the house that Pisces rules in your chart, any planets in there, any aspects or angles that it's making, right? If a planet is doing something like here, is it reaching across to make an opposition? What's happening? What planet is that? You know, how is it touching? How is it squaring? Like, do you have your ascendant? Do you have your midhaven? Do you have your descendant in Pisces or Virgo? These are all things to ask, especially in this first 10 degrees, since we are at the 4th, almost the 5th degree of both of these signs. When are the mutables about going to take a break? We're free. We're like not free, but after this we are out of the axis, so eclipse seasons will stop hitting us. It's not perfect. There will be other things that happen. We still have Uranus to contend with in Gemini that will still be touching all of us, but it's not gonna be every single eclipse season is on our axis anymore. Now that's Aquarius and Leo's turn. So this is the mutable fixed cardinal signs getting it, I believe. Cardinal? Yeah. Maybe? Hang on. I'm getting lost. Fixed. This is the fixed signs. Going through it now. So whatever planets are in those fixed signs are going to be what's getting it. You can smell the freedom. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for at any rate. Like, I'm sure something's going to come and muck it all up, but, you know, we'll take it. You know, we still got Uranus to work through, but that's fine. Uranus and the nodes and everything else was a nightmare. So, yeah, so look at the Pisces house, planets in there, any angles or aspects, whatever you have, immutable signs, things like that, right? If you've been reviewing something related to these things in your life, now you might realize what you need to let go of if you haven't already realized that, right? The window is going to be open for about 2 weeks until the new moon later when eclipse season closes out. And we will see the effects of decisions made now sometime in the next plus or minus 6 months or so, right? Pisces wants us to feel our feelings that we have, grieve whatever we may be losing, and to feel excited for what's to come. But Pisces is about letting go and dissolution of boundaries and the completion of a cycle, right? So we need to let go of whatever attachments we may have that are keeping us stuck. Aquarius is very much about looking forward and doing things for the future. So Pisces is saying, what do we need to let go of so that we can start working towards that? The eclipse, is in that loose conjunction with the North Node, so surrendering whatever it is that we need to be letting go of should definitely help us progress. Now, the moon is also opposite Mercury because we just had that Kazemi. This should help our emotional and rational selves communicate with each other, right? The moon is your emotion, the sun is your core, we are conjunct to the core, so this should help us find some words to ease up with that, or ease up some of that opposition. As long as we actually do it, instead of following into the falling into the shadowy side of an opposition and just kind of digging our heels in and going crazy, as a full moon tends to do. I will say, Uranus here, absolutely just being a problem child. Again, if you won't talk to yourselves, to the two wolves inside of you, I will make you talk to the two wolves inside of you, right? So, squaring the moon for the few hours, this is an upheaval of your emotions. He's squaring Mercury, right? This is an upheaval of plans. I hope you wrote down whatever you were thinking about the day before with the Kazemi. Here you might get even more information. That could be, as I wrote, less aha and more what the hell. And this information can shake things up. This can be exciting because I know a few of us, myself included, love a good tower card in a reading, or a tarot reading, but the problem is that Mercury in Virgo wants a tidy answer. Uranus does not care. But Mercury here wants something that makes sense and maybe comes with a plan. And no, that's not how Uranus operates, right? You might bring some information that is contrary to what you thought, like a crazy idea that just might work, things like that. Mercury and Virgo being affected, the information specifically can be relevant to work and routine, schedule changes, news that makes you consider future plans from a different perspective, and things related. Now, the Mercury part of you might get impatient with this, as will the Sun. We will talk about that more in just a second. Or it can make him nervous. So with Gemini placements and Mercurial placements in general, there is a lot of nervousness because there's a lot of overthinking. So Virgo can get nervous when this kind of square happens. Be careful not to take things too personally. Remember to breathe, to take a break, to step back. If you get scared, especially, remember it's okay. It is literally a lunar eclipse that day, so things are likely going to go off the rails, and as long as you expect that, you can manage, right? Mercury-Uranus interactions tend to carry a little bit of a Mercury retrograde aspect to them, so watch your technology. Give yourself a little extra time to get in between points A and B if you need to. That includes on the to-do list and with traveling, right? We'll want to give some plans a little more breathing room. We want to give people a little extra patience, and I would also recommend having a couple of backup plans ready just in case. Double check your messages that you write before you send them, like your emails and such too. And with this, with the room for impatience, remember to choose your words carefully. See, for me in the Tower, something is changing. My worst cards are the Three of Swords, like the Ten of Wands, and I don't know the other one, but like I'm like, hell yeah, something's changing, let's go, right? But the feeling of same old is where I am. Things aren't going to get better. That's where I tend to struggle. So, at the same time he is squaring Mercury, he will also be squaring the Sun, our old friend Uranus. The Mercury square should be pretty quick because Mercury's pretty swift generally. But this one with the Sun is a little bit slower, so we might feel this for a couple of days. This is another keep things flexible in case of new information. Uranus will bring to light what might not have been sustainable. Yeah, so Mercury, or Uranus, is considered to be the higher octave of Mercury, so Mercury rules things like person-level communications, daily habits, routines, and stuff like that, and then Uranus, you just step that up and apply it to the community. So that's all of technology, all of how people do things, all of, you know, things like that, right? So yes, especially for the Mercurials, myself included, this is going to shake things up. It will also affect pretty much everybody depending on what is where as far as the mutable signs go in your chart. This one's a big one. We're closing out this chapter. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to feel it to some degree or another. Yeah, so hold tight. Something changes here, right? We want to keep things flexible with this side of the square too, just in case of that new information. Uranus here is going to bring light to things that might not have been sustainable. The ask right now is to reach an agreement on what to do about that works with everyone who's involved, and to be patient enough to find that compromise at all. you can be feeling pretty frustrated, right? At the end of the day, we are still having this opposition between the heart and the self, right? This is tough, but the purpose of negative aspects is to give fuel, not friction, right? So we want to work to resolve that. Something changes, you get a piece of information from somewhere that changes your perspective. Your patience might be lower than usual for the normal routines, the normal way things are. You might just get frustrated, or you could get some last minute curveball from somewhere. Someone comes in and says, hey, this thing totally changes everything, right? A difference between this one and Mercury is that this being the sun, it is your core. But it is also the sun, so power dynamics can come into play. The information we get can come from an authority figure somewhere. So we want to be careful to not be rebels without a cause. If we get the urge for rebellion, since it's Uranus after all, we are looking to have a reason. We want to be independent, but not to the point of our own detriments. And we need to remember to be honest about our wants and needs. I have, quote, squares between the sun and Uranus tend to trigger abrupt detours, and in Virgo, Gemini, that often shows up as mental overload, schedule chaos, or snap decisions. You might get bored fast, nitpick what is not perfect, and then abruptly want to blow up the whole plan. I read that last line and it explains so much about my life as a Virgo Sun, Gemini rising. However, we're trying to be careful. So, the information we receive around now can lead to good change, it really can, but we have to implement that change wisely and mind the timing of it all. I will remind you that yes, Uranus is the disruptor. He's one of the ones that people look at and go, oh god, whenever he's making a negative aspect to something. But he also tends to leave breadcrumbs related to where he's about to start shaking things up. We have had 18 months of the nodes being on the Virgo and the Pisces axis. By now, I expect if we haven't implemented the change on whatever that is, we know what needs to change, right? We have been getting these breadcrumbs, and now Uranus might be about to step in and say, all right, for real this time, let's let this go. Or for real this time, let's make this change. This is not doing it for you anymore. Queen, let's go. Right? So it doesn't, it's not going to, like, everything is, right? With stars and stuff, it is usually to me neither good nor bad, right? But this one can be difficult, right? This is, we have our breadcrumbs, but maybe we don't want to acknowledge it, right? Like, oh, la 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 la, right? Pisces is all about illusion, right? Maybe we don't want to admit it to ourselves, or something like that. And if we've been dragging, this is where Uranus finally steps in and is like, all right, this was the last call, it's time to let go, right? However, right, even if we have our breadcrumbs, even if we know what needs to change, even if things, you know, make sense with the information that we get, it doesn't mean that the second half of this week in particular won't feel restless and unpredictable. So hang in there. We'll get through it. We always do. But yeah, I'm expecting things to fall into place that might change things pretty significantly for a lot of people. But with this trine right here, this is very supportive, even with Saturn in retrograde. This is, you know, like things paying off, seeing the fruits of our labor, especially with Aries as in like the house of where you start and Leo where you shine, right? Like I've started something, now it's time to shine. Basically could be one way to read that. So it will be okay. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. We just need to get through this week. And then, like I said, there'll be about 2 more weeks of eclipse season because we're waiting for, we are waiting for the moon cycle to close out. But once we get through that, we are golden. Okay. Any thoughts, questions, concerns, opinions, ideas, considerations? etc. What are we thinking? How are we feeling? Are we ready for eclipse season to be done? 'Cause I am. Oh, I gotta get the webcam set up. It's something like right here. Alright, I'm gonna switch to the webcam. It's gonna get shaky. Okay, cool. That worked. Oh, and the focus fixed too. Wow. Okay, here we go. We fixed it. Why am I so big? I'm huge. Huge man. Large creature. Hang on, is it more normal? As far as the drawing goes, it's time for bibliomancy. Since this is our smaller stream, don't forget, you can just drop your question in there. I'll answer it. If you don't hear from me after the chat has been going for a while, I might just have missed it. But we have our 4 books. I'm thinking I might find some different ones here soon. If anybody has any, like, esoteric recommendations that are off of, copyright, that would be ideal. Now it's okie dokie. Great. Very good. We are here. We are back. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, so that's our week ahead. We're good to go. It'll be a big change possibly towards the end of the week, but hang on. You know it's coming. Now we can be kind of ready for it, right? So, in the meantime, it's time for bibliomancy. Don't forget on the YouTube side, please, to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you need to. I come on Sundays, usually a little more well-rested than I am today. And we go through the astrology for the week. And then on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Miss May and Lady Lapine, who are the same people, just 2 different models, they come on. She comes on and does tarot. So come hang out. Good fun. We have good times. Currently we are raising money for a birthday trip to take with a friend of ours who is also a Virgo who desperately needs the vacation. This is part 1. Have a Throne account where you can buy a thing if you are so inclined. But on the Ko-fi, if you would like, there's a commissions tab, and you can request private readings with Miss May, or I can read birth charts, or bibliomancy, or a little bit at any time. You are new to bibliomancy. Well, welcome. It's good to have you. Happy to have you here. You ask me a question, and you can pick a book if you want, or it can be a dealer's choice, however you please. I will open to a random page, and I will find you an answer on that page. It is a little less direct, possibly, than tarot, but I have gotten some very direct answers historically. So, drop your question. Bibliomancy, any messages from my speaker? And let's see. Pleiades. Alright. Here we go, Pleiades. Your letter was scary, daunting, and exhilarating. You and I are so close now. All my hopes and doubts seem to have mingled into a tight ball lodged somewhere between my heart and belly. Impatience, trepidation, and anticipation are taking it in turns to wash over me. Please don't make me wait any longer. Morning star for Steph. What does my day look like? And then I will do about what does Steph's day look like? Steph, Sabine seems to want me to be passive, but patience is something I've never found very easy. Something might frustrate you today, but I think if you remember to be patient, we'll be fine. Eshi, no line, just drop your question in, hun. I have Cloud Dreamer next. I'm just going in the order that I see it in the chat. So we have some folks on YouTube who have been dropping in questions. So drop in your question, Eshi, just drop in your question, folks on Twitch. I will get to it when I get to it, and if I miss it, you know, give me like 5 or 10 minutes, but if I miss it, you can just let me know again. Morning sun for Cloud Dreamer. Any message from my spirit guide about my work? What's morning star, I believe. Any messages about work? Second. All right, so. Alright, where are we? We are at Cloud Dreamer. He went into a cafe. This is a long story, but he went to a cafe and he wants to buy a menu from the restaurant. Not necessarily food, but a menu. Right? It says, I wanted to, of course, he insisted on knowing why, apart from being a crazy tourist. I wanted to purchase the cart instead of the food inside it. I was tempted to make something up, but instead I told him the truth, that I wanted the winged emblem on the cover as a talisman. I love it. The waiter was sorry they didn't sell menus, but then with a wry grin and a sweeping bow, he handed it to me saying, the lion shall be liberated. So, it sounds like you might have to... This ties in pretty well with what's going on this week as far as the sun making that making those connections that might help with authority figures and stuff. It sounds to me like you might have to explain your reasoning for something, but once that reasoning has been explained, you might have some extra support where you need it. Well, I get justice for how I was treated by... Yeah. Some of these are really long, Cloud Dreamer. I love this series a lot. It's the Griffin and Sabine series by Nick Bantock. It's very interactive, it's very tactile, it feels very good, and it's beautiful. It is stunning. And I get you to bibliomance from a cookbook. Yeah. Gents, how to make a point. Well, I get justice for how I was treated by some. Yeah, she wants to know about justice. Yeah, maybe. Alright, Eshi, it says, I just received a predictably abrasive card from Carlotti. Carlotti is the villain. It was forwarded by my ex-landlady. The good news is he has no idea of our current location. In the past, I might have been intimidated by threats, but not more. I have no intention of kowtowing to his bully. Alright. Bibliomance from a cookbook? Yeah, hang on. I'll be right back. One sec. Alright, love. What do you want? I got 2 cookbooks. We got the Cooking Institute of Uruguay's cookbook, and a historical book that I got from Salem. What cookbook do you want? We can find out. What's this from? I don't know, but it's old. She was the 19th century's Martha Stewart. British writer Isabella Mary Beeton caused a sensation in 1861. So, this is a cookbook from 1861. Obviously, it was not printed in 1861. It's way too new. But, got stuff. Thing is, I'm on sick leave because work is on phone. Yeah. What do the guides want? Mara, there's no particular order to this. This is a much calmer stream than the tarot one. So until we need to start implementing some kind of structure, just drop your question in. If it gets busy, sometimes I'll miss it. And if you wait 5 or 10 minutes and you don't have your answer yet, or if I just seem to, like, I might have missed it, just let me know and repost it and we can get to it. What do the guides want for dinner? Well, I don't think you want a recipe from 1861. Ice cream? Or... It's too hot for... So... Miso here is like a stew. Stew or pasta? This is lasagna down here. Stew or pasta? Pick your poison. So... Yeah, Mara, just ask any question you want. It's fine. We also have here some dice that our lovely blood type gave me after a trip that they took. They're made from local wood to the area that they were visiting. I can do yes or no questions with that. So, feel free to ask any questions. Steph has also asked for a cookbook, so I have 2 cookbooks on the side if we want to look into that too. Hey, Chrissy. How you doing? If you go back, you can hear about the week ahead for astrology, but otherwise we are at the bibliomancy stuff, so, and dice rolling. So you can ask me a question, I will ask one of the books here. Or I also have 2 cookbooks on the side per Steph's request, and I can look into there too. That was more food related, but Chrissy, did you see the account for Miss May's art channel? I tried to give it to you a while ago, but I wanted to make sure you saw it. My mind and body are open, sweet spirit guides. Where may I adventure to collect my coins today? Wonderful. Let's ask the Griffin, because I love how that question was posed. Very fitting. Where may Mara adventure to collect her coins today? I'm not sure where exactly, but you do need to work with somebody. When he and I passed beyond the Pharaoh's Arch in Alexandria, we became as one. Yet we cannot return through that golden mean without laying ourselves open to the villain and his scheme. Down, down. We are forced to meet flame with flame, trusting as we do that you will light our way through the smoke through their inferno. We're only just starting out on your road, so be wary of accepting the point of those who provide too many answers and do not believe anyone who insists that the night is soon outlawed. We need your help as soon as you need ours, and together we will call upon the property of Mercury. So, where may you adventure to collect your coins? Find someone that you want to work with and talk about it with Mercury. It sounds like Mercury specifically, which makes sense because Mercury ruled commerce and gambling. So, think to myself, but how far will my book go? So, let me ask Doji, and then Pleiades, we will roll our dice. Doji wants to know how far the book will go. Mercury is a cool dude. I love Mercury too. But I am extremely mercurial in my chart, so that makes sense. Doji, this one's a little bit in the esoteric. As Griffin has already hinted, in each of us there are two worlds, the practical and the mythological. It is so easy to narrow one's view to the practical and lose sight of that second world where the celestials dwell and love is conceived. But, to me, that reads like, keep your expectations reasonable, but you might be pleasantly surprised. Right? Because normally I was starting to read that and I was like, oh yeah, I remember you start daydreaming but you have like these illusions of grandeur that happen to everybody. But then it was the inverse. So be reasonable about it, have reasonable expectations of how far it will go. But it might do better than you think. I'm going to make an effort to spend time with me. So when I roll dice, because I haven't learned dice rolling reading yet because there's no really one set way to do it. Specifically with Mercury the way that I want to. I need like honest to God knuckle bones. But I'll keep looking. It's just very ambiguous right now with my cursory looks. But right now, I grew up playing Yahtzee. I'm just kind of playing by Yahtzee rules. So let's see. Jen going to make an effort to spend time with me. 3. Okay, so Pleiades, you got 3 3s, 1 6, and 2. So if you want to do numerology, look at 3 3 3. I don't really do too much with it, but I know that some people like to. I would suggest that I would consider the 6 to be 2 more 3s added to it. But 3 is kind of in the middle, so you might have to remember with relationships, be they real or like mundane or spiritual, it's a two-way, right? Like you have to, it goes both ways. So if you want Jen to make an effort, you are also going to make an effort and time, right? How do you get a recipe from A reading from the cookbook. Is it like how you bake it? It could be. Chrissy, Steph was literally just trying to figure out what she wanted for dinner. So, like, don't put too much weight into it. If you want to assign it to, like, recipe type and stuff, absolutely, that sounds like fun to me. But if something feels right, if you're feeling called to have an adventure, I have a cookbook from 1861, Miss Beaton's cookery book, and the household guide, and then literally the cookbook that is from the cooking school down here in Uruguay. I should roll the dice to figure out the dice divination method. Ain't that the truth, son? My question is, what should be my next investment in myself? Charging people for your Vedic. That's my personal answer. But let's see. What should be my next investment? People? This is very romantic, and I know that you're A-Rom, so, like, we can make it any other kind of relationship, okay? So don't read it just, this is a love story at the end of the day, right? Like, if I just read the book of what it is, it's a love story. So ascribe the romance to whatever kind of feeling, or to a spirit guide, or to wherever you see it, right? Blood type, I trust you. But let's see. I've decided to throw caution to the wind and meet up with the woman I've been corresponding with for over a year. So have you been working on something for over a year? Or working with someone for over a year? I don't know. I realize the absurdity of leaving everything behind for someone I've never seen, but I love her. Finding a way to be together hasn't been easy. In fact, it's been something of a metaphysical conundrum. But we are going to see if we can. This may sound a little weird, but remember the time you told me I was in search of my equal opposite? Well, it has to do with that. So, whatever you think that applies with, your own personal experience. It does not have to be love-related. Okay, next investment. The answer I got pretty much tethered on what I was writing about, so I will think that is a positive answer alongside your own read of it. Yeah, sure. Look, yeah, cool. I'm glad it related. Because, yeah, I was reading it and I was like, because like I said, I really was expecting, well, remember to keep your expectations realistic, but no, was it you keeping your expectations too realistic, right? For the stars, it sounds like I need to focus on just one thing this week. Is the thing I need to focus on my time management practice? Elephant. Where's this book coming? Time management practice? I think so. Thank you for replying so promptly. We promised you our support and you shall have it. Let us go to the root of the matter and give some background to the mythological arena there with us. If the following comes across as a pedantic explanation, I ask you to bear with me as I can conceive of no other way of imparting information that you have requested. It is our opinion that you are being instructed by the images within your shadows. Sight towards a place of concealment. We need the guidance of your vision. We will not forsake you, nor will your love for one another will multiply. With it will come the strength of confront those who wish to turn all of our eyes. Am I even ready for romance? I crave a romantic connection, but there's times where I remember someone I liked and how I messed up and hurt them. I don't think you're not ready, if that's what you want. If you're craving it, it's worth looking into, but I will tell you that I pulled open the book, and the line that jumped out at me first is tread carefully, right? So if you know you hurt somebody already really badly, right, it sounds to me like you just need to remember to apply the lessons that you learned from whatever it was that happened, right? And if you tread carefully, if you take care of that person's heart and make sure that they take care of yours, I don't see why you couldn't if you find somebody, right? But just remember to, implement the lessons that you've learned, right? You don't want to make those mistakes. It's not, and depending on how old you are too, right? You have to remember sometimes people are just young and they do stupid. For me, my rule of thumb, like, obviously if you hurt somebody, it's a little bit different, right? But in general, what I will tell myself if I just have an error somewhere once, it's only a mistake if it happens twice, right? So if you remember to apply whatever it is, whatever lesson it was that you were to learn, right, and take better care and not repeat those mistakes, then if you're careful about it, then perhaps. I'm gonna interpret my reading as taking back so much. I mean, that's a good way to look at it, yeah. That could be. Just do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams, just do it. What would I gain by giving myself another chance? That's extremely cryptic, son. But we can look. And if folks have any more questions, since this is our quieter stream, you can just keep asking. It's fine. Alright, Sen. You've been stretched taut and your release is imminent. Do not discard this opportunity. Let go your apprehension, your limitation, and your fears. Embrace the lioness or drown in an ocean of ice and endless ignorance. What would you gain by giving yourself another chance? Everything. Officer Spirit Guardian. If you like what we've been doing, if you can, happy to do bibliomancy readings where you go to Ko-fi mission tab, and you can also pick up personal readings in tarot in May. Like I said, we're currently saving for a birthday trip with another friend of ours whose birthday is 3 days before mine. Wait. 4 days before mine or so. Desperately need that. Alright. Alright, Pleiades, though I must admit the last card left me confused. What's supposed to have happened in the end? Did the characters ever meet? Or did their nemesis find a way to shatter their wrist? Sounds like he's looking for more information. Or he says something. I stopped practicing a hobby for a very long time. Resulted in massive failure. But not. Absolutely not. Then that one was a very clear. That was probably one of the clearest answers I've gotten today. So, if you're on the YouTube side of things, don't forget to like the video if you haven't. Subscribe if you need to. Tip your server if you can. And we have players that are up for paddling via Kofi in the commissions. What else have we got, guys? Ask as many questions as you want. It's all good. And if I've missed a question, I think I'm caught up now, but if I've missed a question now, go ahead and put one in. Put it in again, and okay. Things have slowed down a little bit. Purchase our wear. Like her. How are we feeling about the eclipse? If we don't have questions right away, how are we feeling about the eclipse coming up? I'm pretty excited because it happens at a decent-ish hour down here. Like 1:30 in the morning. I feel like that's doable. So I'm hoping that we should have a really good view of it. So here's hoping that it is pretty and I can see it and it's not cloudy. It's been so cloudy this winter. Apparently that's not normal for here. It feels very Seattle and that's not like that. It's quite right for here. Seattle or London. Let's look at a recipe to make soup on while I was. Got to learn Spanish? You should. Es un buen idioma. Una buena. Oh, I open it and it's turnip free. That's very. What's an apple snowball? Alright, apple snowball. Ingredients: 2 teacupfuls of rice, apples, moist sugar, and cloves. What does moist sugar mean? Is that brown sugar? Is it slightly damp sugar? Oh no. We are boiling the rice and milk until 3 parts done, then strain it off and pare in for the apples without dividing them. Put a small quantity of sugar and a clove into the rice around them and tie each ball stiffly in a cloth. Boil until the apples are tender and take them up. Cloth. Serve. Interesting. And that's a dessert that I suppose you could eat. Read what a bachelor's pudding. We got 4 ounces of grated bread. Okay. 4 ounces of currants. Okay. 4 ounces of apples, 2 ounces of sugar, 3 eggs, and a few drops of essence of lemon, a little. Okay. We are paring, coring, and mincing the apples very fine, sufficient. And when minced, make 4 ounces. Add the currants, well washed, grated bread, sugar. Whisk the eggs, beat these up with the remaining ingredients. Thoroughly mix, put the pudding into a buttered basin, tie down with a cloth, and boil for 3 hours. Alright. And I guess that's just bread pudding. Cool. Y'all can't keep asking me questions. I can put this down. I'm just hanging out. Tell me about things, too. Don't be a stranger. Oh, they got a mincemeat recipe in here. That's cool. Like an honest-to-God mincemeat. We got 2 pounds of raisins, 3 pounds of currants, 1.5 pounds of lean beef, 3 pounds of beef suet, pounds of moist sugar, 2 ounces citron, 2 ounces of candied lemon peel, 2 orange peel, 2 ounces of orange peels, 1 small nutmeg, bottle apple, the rind of 2 lemons, juice of 1 branch. Interesting. I knew it was real meat, but I didn't know what it was made out of. Would make communication at the pool easier. It would make communication in many areas of your life easier, I imagine. Everybody else as sleepy as I am? Is that what's going on? Oh, thank you. Yes. At the very tired cat. I can keep reading recipes. Or you can ask me questions. Maybe I'll make this a threat. Quite unusual. Oh, we got tea ideas. The menus for tea at home in the summer include cucumber sandwiches, foie gras and crust sandwiches, anchovy and salad sandwiches, bread and butter, both white and brown, sprout cake, dairy cake, pound cakes, petit four, ices, raspberry and cherry, so I guess like a sorbet, strawberries and cream, tea, coffee, and a claret, and in the winter we could do caviar sandwiches, tongue sandwiches, that's bread and butter, plum cake, seed cake, fancy cake, almond cakes, crystallized fruits, sweet biscuits, coffee, claret, and dairy. Very fun. Well, I have to change my last name. The eclipse is on the 28th, so that is Friday, Chrissy. On the 27th, we will be having a Mercury Cazimi, which things may come into light, and then the eclipse on the 28th is in Pisces. It is the last one on this axis until 2034. So we can expect something to close out related to especially any of the mutable parts of your chart, but especially the Pisces and Virgo axis. What else? Just checking eclipse stuff. Yes. Well, I have to change my last name. I'm going to say no, but you're going to have to fight about it. But let's see. You're the expert, my dear. Literally, that's the only one. The other one is just talking about how Thoth is the Egyptians' equivalent of Mercury. I mean, I guess you could open a line with Mercury. Mercury and Virgo is going to be a very good time to deal with what's going on for you with that last name. So, maybe see if you can sit down and have a chit chat with Mr. Mercury. See what he says. But I'm going to guess no. It's just going to be a pain. But Mercury is literally a little trickster fella. So, you might have to do something a little underhanded, but I can't imagine. Okay. That's just ridiculous. So. If somebody's already figured it out, it might drag it out, but I would figure it out. Question? Comment? Bueller? Well, stars, ask questions, and just chat, that's fine too. For having a strong, I also have that strong Mars, right? Like, maybe not quite to your extent, right? But we talked about it last night. Like, for me, my Mars just mostly manifests as like energy and endurance, not necessarily conflict, right? So I completely understand. Chrissy, not quite. Mars is in Cancer. Mars isn't doing too hot right now, actually. But on Blood Type's chart, they have a very strong Mars placement. And I do too. Mars is my first house. And in a sign that he doesn't mind being and stuff, right? Like, he scatters, his energy's a little bit scattered. But like, it just shows up to me as like, when I need to, I can do something. Not necessarily I'm gonna throw hands. How is our week via what cookbook? Yeah, it's the initiative, it's the drive, it's the ambition, right? Like, you are an extremely ambitious person. Once you have your mind set on something, you will get it. With as little conflict as possible. So how do you know that you have a strong Mars? Mostly looking at housing. There's ways that you can calculate it. I know that Blood Type in their Vedic explorations lately has learned how to calculate that specifically. But for the Western placements, and possibly just the Vedic too, once we know, you're looking at like where they are in the chart, what house they're in, if they're retrograded or not, how many aspects they're making to different planets, things like that, right? So you look at that and then just kind of compare it to the other ones. There's a way to like mathematically see like the percentage and stuff. I haven't learned how to do that for Western stuff just yet, but I know that if you go to the Astrology or Astrology website, they have a tab and you can see what's dominant. And for me, it's Mars and Mercury with Venus bringing in the rear, top 3. I think Pluto's pretty active too, but with Mars being in my first house, pretty close to my ascendant, he has a pretty. Yeah. So yeah, there's a measurement in Vedic, and there's another way to do it in Western. Blood Type just got to that part where they learned how to calculate things. How is our week? Peak, Lynn, thank you, Doc. I'm not feeling particularly peak. I'm a little bit sleepy, but devastated to hear it requires math. Yeah, that's the one. So just go to AstroSeek and go to the dominance page, and we can cheat until I get my star school paid for too. Week ahead. Canary pudding. Blessed be my soul, only if yours gets blessed too, Duck. Canary pudding stuff. You want soft butter, sugar, lemon peel. Add the flour gradually. Keep the mixture well stirred with the eggs. Add all these to the pudding. Beat all the ingredients until thoroughly blended and put them in a buttered molded basin. Boil for 2 hours and serve with a sweet sauce. So it sounds like we would be navigating some stuff, which makes sense for an eclipse, right? Big time. But like, if we pay attention to the details, it'll turn out just fine. Different system. Yep, there's Vedic, there's Western, there's a whole lot of other ones that some people like. I tend towards Western stuff as Hellenistic practice. I'm torn between classical interpretation and modern stuff. I kind of split my time. Once I get more into things, SCP-139. Which one is that, Jerry? Mixing the recipe. Yeah, we're doing that. We're applying that recipe to the. Going to make a little lemon bread pudding thing. SCP-139. I mean, we can look. Hang on, we're taking a detour. Let's go look. See what SCP-312. We're going on it. We're going on an adventure. SCP-139. This is what we're doing since I don't have any. The disappearance of Lucian Sachs. SCP-139 is all eyes on Lucian with the eye emoji. Let's see. We're finding out together, Cherry. I'll hold your hand. Credentials accepted. Time since the last login. 5,540 days. Check the mic. Okay. Checking the mic. I mean, I still look like I'm working. Is that the trans flag? I didn't see it, but hang on, let's find out. Up here? I mean, I guess I could see it. I don't know. Like, this part makes sense. I think this part's a little bit scrambled. I put, like, the TikTok symbol here where the Instagram goes, and put the Instagram up and have the blue. But I see what you're seeing. No, above it. Oh, yeah! Yeah, that's a trans flag. So. Yeah. We're looking up Lucian. I don't know what you want me to do with the mic, May. Wrong. Am I looping? Is there a weird echo? Do I sound funny? Oh, here she comes. Now I can't be heard at all. Want me to turn this one?
No. Or mic on. Bottom and mic on.
Oh, okay.
Sound on.
Sound on.
Mic on.
Oh, I thought.
Mic on.
Okay, because I thought the bot sound was me. I forgot.
No.
I didn't see. Okay, because I used bot. Okay, gotcha. Anyway, SCP-139. We have a missing person. Pulling up the webpage. Nah, it's just a little goobening. That's just technology. I'm not worried about it. Sound echoey, yeah, it should be better now. My mic came back on. It was being wonky for a minute. So we have to have 2 different mic settings. One for May and one. Interesting. I disappeared again. It was when I had the astrology thing up. Now I've done the tarot webcam. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Sound echoey. Got it. Fine. It's fixed. It's not correct, but it is fixed. So, we're good. I just switched the Cherry. I think what it was is I was switching the source of the camera stuff. Whether it was screenshotting or something. That just made the audio picture get weird. Yeah, I just got to echo for a while. I am doing some readings, but people are just being very quiet right now, Cherry. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask, we're doing the bibliomancy stuff. I've got my usual books. We've got the dice. We've got some cookbooks if you're feeling frisky. So ask away whatever you have. Yeah, maybe. Idea of what would my idea short form content, some advice would maybe be nice. Yeah, sure. Messages from the full moon, from the eclipse, duck. Let's see. Cherry wants a reading on the idea of short form content on TikTok. And then I will do you after that. Astrology questions are also. Yes, they are. Alright, Cherry, here we go. Short form content on TikTok advice. I came home last night to find a man sitting at my desk reading my study notes. On the floor were neatly stacked all my books and papers. Absurdly, I thought for just a moment, he must be an auditor or some person who had a legal right to be there. I walked towards him and then did something very strange. I roared at him. I don't mean yelled, I mean roared. The sound issued from my throat, so loud, so powerful that he was catapulted backwards as if by a cannonball. I've been shaking ever since. I'm going to read that, Jerry, as you continue to find your voice, your own voice. Hey, Ayo, long time no see. How you been? Let's try the Pharaoh's book for the full moon reading for Duck. Pharaoh's book for our dearest Duck. I remember so much that has not happened. My studio door is ajar, linseed turpentines in the air. Behind a shredded curtain of muslin and mulberry, you are waiting. An evening breeze is blowing through the room, scraping itself against your figure. A muse so conceivable and so impossible to touch. Memories haunt me from a time past that has not come yet. How to get in. So you can look at Uranus and then in the tabs they can say under the tabs on the right side it'll say switch to traditional, because I like considering Uranus, but I also want you to look at the other ones too. Like I want you to look at the four ones for me personally, the personal planets, because I like considering Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, but they are outer planets, so for me they're more collective, less personal. Like they can have a strong personal influence, but I think we need to look at the other ones for the most dominant one. Hi, Spoonie. Hello, everybody. I am doing okay, Ayo. I have been very sleepy today, because I stayed up late last night. My own fault. How to start astrology? That's a good question, Cloud. I picked it up once after my I was little sad 20-something. I picked it up after I got dumped from my first relationship. Don't be like me. You can do it that way, but you don't have to. And then I let it go for a while, and then I picked it up, I think, at the end. I found an astrologer that I really look up to. Very good. And that just kind of got the ball rolling for me again. I started looking at more details about my own chart, the AstroSeek website. And then along with it, after I don't understand my chart like completely, but I know a fair amount about it. But then I kind of just expanded it to start covering like loved ones and stuff. And with that came a lot of like, just gradual knowledge building. So I've been at this for I guess about 5 or 6 years now. And that's kind of just where I started. And it really is sort of like, it starts off slow, default start. Mic cutting out and sounding roboty. It's just being weird today. I might be just kicking this string. I'll try to hold my foot really still. Four of Pentacles, happy right in the writing about the message from my galactic officer guardian. I had a hard time hearing the message. He was asking you, I can't remember what it was exactly, Pleiades, but he was asking for like more clarification. He wanted you, it sounded like he wanted to hear from you what was going on exactly. So, the music is still a bit loud? Okay. Yeah, it was a bit loud a while ago. I tried to turn it down once. Maybe that'll help a little bit more. But yeah, I think it was just that he was asking for more information. I don't have that quote exactly, but it just, yeah, he was asking for more knowledge. Future Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, it looks like. What is the energy? Very in touch with themselves. Pisces are technically the very end of the zodiac, so it is about dissolving boundaries and release and finishing one thing to step into the next. This child might be a bit of an old soul. Just keep turning the browser music down. Sorry. Oop. Okay. Hang on, it's Pisces, sorry. Bit of an old soul kind of thing, very in touch with their emotions. They can be pretty spiritual. They might be emotional while they're learning to handle all of those emotions. Right, so the child, or as a child, there might be a lot of volatility as they're learning to handle those big feelings that Pisces have. But I like Pisces, they're good. Did I miss any questions from anybody? We're doing bibliomancy right now. Got 10 more minutes. Got the eclipse coming up. On the Pisces axis. Last one till 2034, and then we're going to shift over to Aquarius and Leo axis fully. Sort of questions? Okay. Whatever you'd like. I do bibliomancy after I finish the astrology. May comes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and does tarot. Questions have to be about you, but this isn't as draining for me. I think because it's not so spiritually invasive. So just ask me whatever you'd like. And if you want, you can pick a book, or it can be dealer's choice. Whatever you please. Just sit down and chat with him, I suppose. Father's a Cancer sun, and his fiance is a Capricorn. I think Earth will help. I don't know what's going to be an Earth that far ahead. Pisces is a water sign. But the Pisces should help the Capricorn. Right? Fiance is a Capricorn, so she might. The Cancer Capricorn makes a lot of sense, since they are opposite on spectrum. And I would imagine it feels like the child might be favoring your brother as far as emotionality goes. Question. Someone asked about the meaning of the North Node. So we have our North Node and our South Node. The North Node is what we are working towards. So right now the South Node is and the South Node is not, as some people interpret it, what we are leaving behind necessarily. I see it more as the toolkit that we come prepared with. So Leo is the self, and Aquarius is the collective, and that is where they're at right now. So we are looking through our toolkit to see which parts of ourself we can use to further our goal of helping. Right? How do we take our skills, maybe even some of the things that we've been embarrassed about, right? How do we take those skills and shine and help and good and have something that people enjoy? We don't want to fall back into shadow habits, right? That do not serve us, the shadow habits of the South Node sign. So for things with Leo, Leo is considered like luminary. One of the luminaries of the chart is by the sun. And Leo is very good, very big, protective, very proud, very happy, very joyful, very like a laundry list of good things about Leos. Bright, outgoing things, just they find something, they shine, right? The negative side is they get proud, like to a fault, or they can get selfish, right? They want the spotlight on them all the time. We don't want to lean into those lower octaves of Leo. We want to use the higher octaves. We want to stop being ashamed of things that we might have been told to be ashamed of growing up that might be beneficial to everybody, actually, and lean into those gifts to help people. What should Spoonie know coming up? Spoonie, your message is soon you are going to need more of my help. In order to allow that to happen, I want you to let me consolidate our bond. You don't have to do anything other than concentrate on your memory. We'll do the rest. Have faith. So have faith. Something will work. Further clarification. The left guardian wants. Sorry. I don't think this is going to be in the same romantic nuance, but it says the stronger you go, the more I seem to want you, deity. So I'm reading that more as maybe he wants more information, but he also wants to grow stronger and rely on yourself, and then it will be easier to get support such that you need. Bye, Steph. Neotus, my more personal question. Oop, let's see. When should we look at personal placements in our charts versus placements going on at the moment? Alright, Neo. You want to try to look at all of them all at once? That's not helpful. So when you're looking for things at more of a collective level, you probably want to look at things going on at the moment specifically. And then when you want to find out more about what is happening to you, you look at how your personal placements are interacting with the current energies at the moment. So there's good apps for that. I like things there's one called Time Passages. The little logo is a purple background with the white moon. There's a little bit of a learning curve. It's a little bit confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty good. And what it does is you put it in your birth date, you put it in your birth information, and what it'll do is like rank different aspects of your life by comparing what planet is and how it is interacting with your birth chart, right? It'll give it like high, medium, low kind of rankings. And then you can click on each of one of these aspects and see which planet might be affecting what and how. My more personal question, what should I do in regards to my romantic situation? And Neo, you are Lanoons, right? In the Discord? You can also just message me with any like technical questions like that and I'll see what I can do to help. Gonna do some food. See you soon. See you later, Cloud. Neo was more romantic. Wait. Romantic situation. Would you consider it too romantic to think of me as the Pharaoh's lighthouse guiding you safely forward? To be a strong place for somebody, right? You need to be a safe place for people to come to. Time's wrong and missed the stream. Oh no, baby. Hi, honey. It'll be available for on demand on the YouTube side. One left. It feels like last call. Yep. We are getting towards the end. Gives me ideas. I can't help him. Remember these things, right, Pleiades? It's a two-way street, so ask him what he wants to know. See what happens. Yeah, you can ask a question. I can stay a couple more minutes. You are welcome. I hope it helped. Yep, any message. You got it. Okay. Brune, it says, congratulations, my love. You truly deserve the honor to tell me about the dig they are searching through archaeology. Bad news, I'm afraid I shouldn't have raised our hopes about coming. There are no cheap flights available. On top of that, I've been asked by my professor to help finish the paper on, of all things, the origin of this. So we were talking about, there's a lot of like something. He's a funny old soul, but he's been kind to me and this opportunity. Thank him. So I think that there's a delay in something. So it looks like I'm stuck here for the vacation, yet I did so want to be with you. It's such a small thing, but I was like, here. So, hold tight. It looks like there might have been a delay in something, but it will happen, I am sure. Spoonie, thank you, dear. I appreciate it. Does May's tummy feel better yet? Hey May, does your tummy feel better yet? Yeah, we know. We do know. So hold tight, Brune. I know it's hard right now, but remember, you'll get a grip. It'll be okay. I know I haven't responded. Yes, I did see your art. That was just what I was about to talk about. It was gorgeous. What do I need to know about my karma? Okay. I can do this, and this will be our last question for the day. If anybody has any other needs for bibliomancy and or birth chart reading, go to the Ko-fi link. There is the commissions tab. You can purchase them there. But our last one for today will be for Spoonie. What do they need to know about their karma? I grabbed the wrong book. Hang on. Supposedly it shows me as a baby. I have zero proof, but a voice in my head whispering that it is me. Staring at myself as a newborn gives me an odd sense of belonging. Collect a mysterious bunch of papers that I'm then meant to feed. I've got no idea what they contain, but I guess it can't do any harm. And then there's a big love confession, so I think something good is coming.
My phone. Hi, this is May. My phone randomly decided I'm not allowed to type in chat anymore. I don't know why. But anyway, my tummy does feel better. Just I wanted to say thanks for being concerned about me. My tummy does feel better.
Her tummy feels better, and she was being so brave about it. Very good. Yes, I'm glad you were here, Lanoon. Karma will be like no escape, yes, but karma will be like if you do the work, we will give the, you know, love and stuff, right? Let's do one more. Because this Pharaoh's Gate, right? I said Lion's Gate, so that's the inspiration. So let's check one more for Spoonie. Alright, Spoonie, Karma. I do not know exactly what will happen when we arrive, but every ounce of my being is telling me that we will find each other. It will be okay. So, there we go. Alright, my loves. It is at time. I am sleepy. I'm sorry this was a sleepier stream than what we normally do. The Tummy Hurt Club? Ooh, can I be a part? Your only regret is that you were unable to join the stream sooner. Well, you can always just bug me on Discord, Doc. I'm always around. Well, not always, but I will happily respond when I am there. Are we already a Tummy Hurt Club? I mean, I know we're part of the Warren, but we could be an elite Tummy Hurty Club. The ultimate chill vibes. I'm so glad. I'm glad it worked. Alright, my dears. I will be back on the stream as a mod tomorrow. We have tarot Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then talk about stars more on Sunday. One idea is they all get paid out eventually, another type. All the hot girls have tummy issues. Yeah. What's up, Brune? Oh, hang on for just a second. What do you need? Yeah. So tomorrow, during the earlier slot, there will be art. So from 1 to 4, my time, so that's noon to 3 Eastern United States time. That's the art stream. And then from 7 to 10, we have our tarot stream. So I will... So Mondays are our weird days where we have our tarot stream later in the day. And that's to let our friends on the West Coast be able to come join us because the tarot streams are during the workday on the other times. So that's a little late for you, I know, but we do that. There's a method to our madness. All right, my dears, I will see y'all later. The hot tummy hurty group, feel better if you don't already. I will catch y'all in the Discord or otherwise around. Alright, my dears. Oh.